Hey, BookTube. It's been a while. You got Go with us? And Go. I finally finished with Catherine Belton's Putin's People. This was a long read for me, and something I kind of picked up at the library on a whim. Um, I have never been as interrupted reading a book as this. And as you can see, it's quite long. The book itself is 500 pages. There's an additional 100 pages of notes. Some of the notes are just uh, mentions of articles that she's referencing, and others are actual long notes. I did skim through the notes, but I haven't fully read them. I'd like to return to the book sometime to fully read it, but the book itself I read all the way through. It was a bit of a difficult read for me, aside from all the interruptions and length. This is a very dense book. You're looking at some solidly packed pages. This is not like a average celebrity bio where it's, uh, I think if this was spread out like a celebrity bio, this would be like about 1,000-page book. And this is, well, Putin's always at the top of all of this. And the book subtitle tells you how the KGB took back Russia and then took on the West. This is very much what the book is. This would make a fascinating a documentary series, but also a drama series. I mean, you could. This is just wild stuff. Uh, Probably be. I mean, if in terms of entertainment, I guess fleshed out in a miniseries. Uh, More so because this is definitely not an entertaining book. It's an interesting one. It is chock full of names, which I'm terrible with in general. More so when they're all in Russian, which I do not speak. So I often had trouble with, um, if a name just came up once or twice, it wasn't that big of a deal to me. But if it was a name that came up a lot, I would look it up to see how to pronounce it. A lot of names of companies, but names like this long, it's wild. It does go through so much corporate theft. Uh, billions of dollars. It's wild. I mean, one of the more fascinating stories told in this book is on Mikhail Khodorkovsky, and that's this gentleman right here. He was at one time in the Yeltsin era, one of the richest men in Russia, and Putin and his gang took him down, and they took him down hard. They took his apparently a great deal of his money. They took his oil company, and I don't even know all the full details of what else. But that wasn't it, because Khodorkovsky kind of kept pushing, and they had Khodorkovsky put away in a Siberian prison for 10 years. And this is not like some fancy. I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell is living the life compared to what this guy was sent to. Now, Khodorkovsky is no angel, so not a lot of tears shed there. But it's pretty wild that something like that could happen to somebody that was once that rich and powerful. And apparently that was used as an example for other billionaires in Russia who soon followed, buckled under, and she Belton traces a lot of that as much as she can. I mean, the shell games and the corporations, shell corporations, and everything. You can only uncover and explain so much, because I doubt that some of the people involved can fully explain some of this. They just use the system until it can't be used anymore. The interesting aspect about this is Putin and people behind him have enriched themselves to a great degree, but they're still not. It's not just purely greed, or maybe that's not what it started with. As they truly believe in an imperial Russia. and they want that back, hence taking back to Ukraine. But you also see in this book how they broke the system down, how they broke media companies down, and the judicial system, all under, according to this reporting, all under the control of Putin and the agents below him. Is straight up depressing. I guess that's part of the struggle in reading the book. It's not a fun book when you start thinking about. I mean, just in this itself, it gets depressing. But when you start seeing the similarities in what's going on in the U.S., it is wild. And the book does conclude with a chapter on Trump and his involvement with many people that were previously, talked about earlier in the book. They essentially saved his butt when his casino was failing. All these investments we hear about, all these, the branding of the Trump and everything, that is people. That is a lot of that is Russian money coming to him saying, hey, we just want to use your name. Here's X amount of millions of dollars and we'll give you 18-20% just for using your name. And he's like, okay. And, and then he's paid like a managing fee, but he doesn't really manage anything. It's just all to use his name, which is the branding. Again, depressing stuff. I'm glad I've been reading this book over the course of 2 months. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's the time I had, and so I'm glad to be out of it for now. Okay, so that's Catherine Belton's 2020 book, Putin's People. Some brave reporting on her end. I definitely need to look into her some more. Kudos. This couldn't have been easy. And I just kept thinking of that popular meme of Charlie Day from It's Always Sunny when he's figuring out the mailroom conspiracy and he's got red lines going everywhere. Well, that's kind of what this is. So yeah, cool. After that, another one I picked up was All or Nothing by Michael Wolff. And honestly, I'm just skimming through this one. This is my first. I've listened to Wolff a number of times on YouTube videos. This is my first time actually reading any of his writing. He is a bad writer. I'm sorry. He might be getting the dirt and some interesting stuff, but he is just a straight up bad. There was some lines in here that I just like laughed. I was like, oh my god, that is just so bad. It's like a teenager. Crazy run-on sentences. I'm just skimming through this one. I'm not going to spend my limited reading time sitting down with this. It makes you really appreciate better journalism. So yeah, hope you're doing well. Thank you.